Hi. So we'll be starting with the drafting part in your company now. Now, earlier in the earlier attempts, drafting was not that much of a component in the company law paper. But now, recently, the number of drafts that they are asking has increased considerably. So you can easily expect a question of drafting in your exams. I have covered all the possible drafts that can come and have come in the past as well. So you can be rest assured that doing this is going to be sufficient. Now, what kind of drafting skills are they expecting from you? So, firstly, I would be covering everything with respect to Companies Act 2013, all the different drafts. Now, drafts with respect to notices of meeting, with respect to resolutions, with respect to preparation of minutes. Now, this is with respect to company law. Also, they have recently asked to make certain agreements, deeds, etc. So, a draft also on how to attempt those agreements. Now, let me tell you the good part. Okay, the good part is that you don't have to learn anything at all. There will be a draft format and you need to fit in your answer according to the draft format. For example, in our school days, we used to write a letter to your friend, explaining them the importance of Diwali. So if you see the format, the draft format used to be the same. Now, if I would change and say now write a letter to your friend explaining the importance of Christmas. So accordingly, the draft will be the same. Only the internal content will differ as per the question. Am I clear till there? So if you know the drafts, you are good to go. You will be able to attempt the question properly. We will be seeing the various drafts with respect to company resolutions, with respect to notices of meeting, and with respect to the minutes. Now, the very first draft that we will be seeing, now understand this, why have they started asking drafting? Now, as a company secretary, we are the professionals who are responsible to prepare the notices of meetings, to prepare the agenda, to prepare the minutes of the meetings, and sometimes even the contract drafting is done by us. Now we have a separate subject of drafting in your CS professional level. However, they have started asking few basic drafts in your CS executive company law paper as well. So let's start with the drafting part. Now, the very first draft you have to understand is any decision is taken at the board meeting. Yes or no? Any kind of decision, whether to issue shares, whether to change the registered office, whether to alter the MOA, AOA, all the decisions initially are started from the board meeting. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now here we will be first have to convene a board meeting. Okay. So we have to convene a particular board meeting for which we have to send a notice to the board of directors. Now tell me one thing. Every notice of the board meeting has to be given to each director individually. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So always the initial part, this part will be the same for all. This is nothing but the letterhead of the company. A notice of the meeting will be sent on the letterhead of the company. Yes or no? Now understand from practical part also. Any kind of communication by the company is done on its letterhead. So you will have to make the letterhead. On the letterhead of any company will be written the name. Below the name, the registered address will be given. They will give the corporate identification number, the email ID, the phone number, and generally the website of the meeting. So am I clear with the letterhead? Before any communication of the company, the letterhead has to be sorted. Clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you will write the subject. Now you will write the subject. What is it regarding? Okay, what is this letter notice about? So you will write it's a notice of the 23rd board meeting. So to the board of director. So if I'm a board of director, I will get a notice from the company, notice of the meeting. Notice of the 23rd, the serial number of the meeting has to be written. 23rd board meeting. If in the exam they ask you the draft, you will give exactly this. But if they will tell you to assume the facts or have given you a certain facts, then you will fit in there. So I will also show you the exam question and what is the model answer for it. So is this clear? We'll have to write the subject, notice of the board meeting, 23rd board meeting. Now this letter is given individually to every director. So we will write the name of the director. So Mr. XYZ Limited. He is the director and we'll give his address. Clear? So now we are giving the name of the director, name and address. So of the director. Clear till here? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes.
in the meeting, in the notice, we start with a, as we say, respected sir, your dear sir, you can write. You will write that, and then we will write that if you see the notice of the board meeting, notice of any general meeting, even the notice of your building, when we have your cooperative societies, we get the notice. It is always stated, you must have seen while entering in the building, outside the building, notice of the meeting. Here it will be written, notice is hereby given that the 23rd board meeting of the company will be held on so and so day at so and so place at so and so time. So the date, time and place will be given in the of the notice. Yes or no? So this is the details of the time and place and date of the meeting will be written. Very simple. Second and the most important part is what is the agenda of the meeting. What is the agenda of the meeting? This agenda of the meeting can be written in the notice itself, or if it's a vast aspect, then we can write it, enclose it in the schedule. So the agenda of the business or the agenda of the meeting is enclosed or will follow. So we can write it enclosed below. We can mention it below with pointers 1, 2, 3, 4. So what all is going to be discussed? So the agenda of the meeting could be appointment of an additional director, Mr. XYZ. Agenda of the meeting can be with respect to change in the registered office. Agenda of the meeting can be adopting a new business policy. Agenda is what is going to be discussed at the meeting. So obviously when you're calling a meeting, it has to, some of the items will be transacted for some purpose that would be written here. Clear till here? Then
Yes, sir.
yes, after telling what is the time, place and the agenda of the meeting, okay, agenda of the meeting, then you will tell them how they can attend the meeting. Since it's a board meeting, they can even attend the board meeting with electronically. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that has to be mentioned. You may attend the meeting through electronic mode. The details are enclosed herewith, okay, on how do you attend, etc. In case you desire to participate through such a mode, please send a confirmation in this regards to the chairman, secretary, the authorized person. This is the email ID, and so that the necessary arrangements can be done prior to the meeting, so you can attend the meeting electronically. Kindly make it convenient to attend the meeting. Yours faithfully, the name of the company and the designation who is really sending. Mostly it would be the company secretary, okay, or the chairman of the meeting. So this is the first part. And now, very important, the drafts that I am sharing with you, these are not just drafts from exam point of view. These are real life drafts. We use it in our real life scenarios. From there I have reduced it into the books. Okay, so this is the most utmost. You will see the language, you will see the layout is very much as per how practically how things are done. Am I clear with the notice of board meeting? In case if they ask you, will you be able to attempt it now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let's go ahead now with respect to the agenda. With respect to the agenda, uh, further I have discussed how to write the agenda as well. Okay, so no need to worry. You get the draft ready, letterhead, subject, name the director, tell them the time, notice is hereby given of so and so meeting. This is time, place, agenda of the meeting, and you may attend it electronically. Yours faithfully, and all those details will be given. And one more aspect, you can say give the date of the meeting. These are some of the basics of drafting. So you will give the date, dated so and so, dated of sending the notice, etc. Now let's go to the next draft after we are done. Tell me one thing, notice of a board meeting will be different from notice of a general meeting, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Obviously yes, because here we are sending it to the shareholders. Okay. So what will be different here? So firstly, the agenda of the meeting, okay, the agenda or the business to be transacted at a general meeting is divided into two categories. One is ordinary business and the other one is special business. Have you heard of that while studying in your company law?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we have ordinary business and special business. And again, this is the real life drafts that we use for our clients and maintaining that. Okay. So again, now this is the specimen of a notice of a annual general meeting. Again, now the first part I'm not going to explain because I've already told. Can anyone tell me what is this initial part?
For the letterhead.
It's the letterhead. Always in your exam you can write it. You must have seen that these drafts are much more advanced than what is given in your module as well. Now let's start with the notice of the meeting. Now everything is the same except the business to be transacted is divided in two categories. One is your ordinary business and the second is your special business. Now there are four businesses which are considered to be ordinary business for which explanatory statement need not be given. You can remember it with ADDA, ADDA. Okay, now what is ADDA? Whenever you come to a meeting, you would always assume a shareholder is expected to know that this is the ordinary matters that are going to be discussed at every meeting. You don't need an explanation for it, a detailed explanation for it. So from A, we can say with respect to adoption of the accounts, okay, accounts, auditors, with D is for dividend, appointment of directors, and appointment of statutory auditors. Clear till here? So financial statements are basically your accounts. So these are the four things which are ordinary business. So notice is hereby given of the number, meeting number has to be given. 23rd AGM is hereby given that the 23rd meeting will be held on so and so date at so and so place to transact the following businesses. To transact the following businesses. Now businesses are divided in two. One is your ordinary business and your special business. Now ordinary business, tell me one thing, do you need an explanatory statement for ordinary business?
No, sir.
No. So again, this you are expected that these things are going to come. So it's just going to be written like this exactly. Now the other things are a special business. Okay. Now special business, if you notice, every line that they write, they towards the end. Like for example, this is item number 5 that is going to be discussed. See, up till now there were 4 items in the agenda which were of ordinary business. The 5th one starts from a special business. Am I correct? To appoint XYZ, who is not a retiring director, maybe an additional director externally. So when we come to appoint him or maybe change of registered office, any other thing which doesn't fall in the top 4 will come here. So this was with appointment of directors who are reappointing by retiring by rotation. That comes under ordinary business. But appointing a director who is external to the company will come in special business. Now, this is one part, and 6, 7, 8 accordingly, except for all those points, everything else will come in a special business. So for example, if the company is planning to do a merger and amalgamation, okay, to open a new bank account, for example, opening of bank account, bank account. It will be in ordinary business or in special business?
Special.
Special. So we'll write point number 6, an opening of bank account. Like that you can have 7, 8, how many ever items were there. But if you notice, for every special business that is mentioned, here towards the end they will give an explanatory statement. Can you see this explanatory statement? Now
Yes.
explanatory statement. So there you will write. Now this is in your own words telling the shareholders why are you doing that. See, as required by section 102 of the Companies Act, the following explanatory statement sets out all the material facts that have been covered under item number 5, 6, 7, whatever is there, okay, of the accompanying notice dated on so and so date. Now we are explaining item number 5, item number 6, and in your very own words explaining that it's not a retiring director that we are appointing, right? Retiring director, appointment of a retiring director is an ordinary business. Here we are appointing a new additional director. So who was appointed as an additional director, we want to appoint him as a director, etc. Then opening of bank account, a new bank account, it needs to be opened for procedural, whatever reason you can mention, shifting of registered office. So it is more convenient to the company since most of the directors reside in so and so place. We plan to shift the registered office. It can be in your own words. Once you write that, okay, then in the business they also give you the draft resolution. They will also give you in the notice of the meeting. They mention the resolution that is supposedly to be passed after the approval of the shareholders. So we are asking the shareholders to appoint the director XYZ to consider, if thought fit, to pass with or without modification the following resolution as an ordinary resolution. So here, after we mention it, okay. Now all this, remember, I'm explaining from practical real life point of view. From what is going to come in your exam, I will show you towards the end, okay, on what all is asked. They have asked very basic stuff, but here once you know the entire most top notch level drafting, then everything else becomes pretty basic. So once they ask the special business, then you will write so and so. Then you will write to consider and if thought fit to pass with or without modification the following resolution. So the draft resolution is given here. Draft resolution. And if all the members with the requisite majority accept it, this draft resolution will become the resolution and will be recorded in the minutes. Am I clear till here? Yes. Then you will close it. You will close it by saying that obviously it's a notice of the meeting by order of the board for, so XYZ, whoever is the signatory will sign it. Okay. The chairman will sign it. Signature. Place Mumbai and the date, and whoever is signing it, their initials, their DIN number, their registration number will be given. Okay, and then they tell you that what all is the attachments. The explanatory statement is at the attachment. One more important point, tell me, in the notice of a meeting. So when you get a notice of a meeting from maybe any company that you've invested in and they're having an annual general meeting, they send a notice of the meeting. Along with that, they also send a proxy form. Remember that? What's a proxy form? A proxy form is basically a member who is entitled to attend and vote at the meeting is also entitled to appoint a proxy who can attend and vote on his behalf. So even a proxy form will be attached to the notice of the meeting. The explanatory statement will be attached to the notice of the meeting. And just a note that the proxy form has to be deposited at the registered office not less than at least 48 hours before the time of the meeting. Am I clear with this? This is the notice of a annual general meeting. So again, if they ask you notice of an annual general meeting, you'll write the letterhead. You will write notice is hereby given for the 23rd EGM to be held on so and so date to transact the following businesses. Now the businesses, ordinary business will always be the same. and special business will be as per the requirement, along with a draft resolution can be given. Then you can close it, and you will, in the attachment, you will attach the explanatory statement for special business only. Am I clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But such a high level draft is not asked. Such a big amount of drafting parts are not asked. They ask you, remember I told you the draft resolution? They ask the draft. Yeah. So that part they will tell you, give a short note on the draft, write a resolution for XYZ. So only that much part. So from that notice part, only that much section is asked. So let me give you, so this is important from exam point of view, okay, and even from practical aspect point of view, drafting of resolutions. Can I say a matter when put to vote and accepted by the requisite majority will form a resolution? Yes or no?
So could you repeat that?
Yeah. So what is a resolution? A resolution is a matter when put to vote. When it is accepted by the requisite majority is called as a resolution. For example, if I am saying that it's a matter, should we appoint Mr. X as a director, yes or no, and we get the sufficient votes in his favor, so we can pass a resolution that he has been appointed. If
Yes, sir.
yeah, so again, what resolution are we passing? The title will be given here. For example, a resolution, you will write that in the exam they will ask you, write a draft a resolution for opening a bank account, for appointment of a director, for appointment of a company secretary, for shift in registered office, for anything they will say draft a resolution. That transaction has been approved and now we can go ahead with it. Okay, so let's say any matter you can tell me, or let me just think, a resolution for payment of dividend, for grant of dividend, yes or no? So a company has accepted declaration of final dividend. Now tell me one thing, that whether they ask you the benefits, or whether they ask you a draft for Gudi Padwa or Diwali or Christmas, the draft will be the same. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So pay attention, you don't have to learn anything. The matter can change, but the draft will remain the same. So how is the drafting? This part I want you to know it right now with me, so that you don't have an issue, because this is what is expected in your exam and has come in your exam. We will see the drafts that have been asked in your exam as well. So it starts from resolved that. Okay. So you will say resolved that is, you decided that pursuant to the provisions of section so and so. So you should know that section 123 relates to dividend. If it is a declaration of some issue of deposit, so you should know it is 73 to 76A. So you would have to know the provisions of the section. So let's say we know the provisions. Pursuant to section number so and so, read with rule number XYZ of the companies, this section of Companies Act 2013, read with rule number so and so of the companies XYZ rules 2014. Am I clear till here? So you will say resolve that pursuant to the relevant section and the rules and such other other provisions as applicable, if any, of the Companies Act, and subject to approval of the shareholders and consent of the board of directors and consent of the central government or any other authority as may be required, the company has be and hereby accorded to, ये दिख रहा है यहां तक, this part, okay, this is how you frame it. The company be and hereby accords to, decides to, then you copy the title, accords to declare the dividend of so and so rupees, shift the registered office from so and so to so and so, amend the articles from so and so to so and so, consolidate the shares from so and so to so and so, subdivide the shares. So whatever title they have asked you, you will simply write this title here. Am I clear till here? It's like, explaining the benefits of Gudi Padwa, explaining the benefits of Diwali. The title will then be written here. So how do you start off? You say resolve that pursuant to section read with the rules so and such are the provisions of the company law subject to the approval of the shareholders, directors and such other authorities as may be required. The company has been hereby accorded to etc. Now if you don't remember the section and the rule numbers, obviously you will have to write resolve that pursuant to the relevant section and the rules of the Companies Act 2013 and read with the rules 2014 and such other approval. So you can frame it generically also. Clear till here?
Yes.
Yes. So ideally I would advise, in your index of your module, okay, you write the section numbers at least of the chapter. For example, you should know section 77 to 87 deals with charges. So in case if a title comes up, registration of charges, so you can write section 77 read with the company's registration of charges rules 2014. At least getting at least some section numbers right will really help you. Okay, otherwise this is the draft. Am I clear till here? Is
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Further, so this what I'm putting in green is important. Okay, so B and is hereby accorded to. That language is important. Then you write resolved further. Now tell me one thing. Once the company decides they want to do it, don't you think they authorize someone to execute it and ensure and implement it in future? That aspect?
Yes.
Yes. So that also happens where they say that resolved further in a separate para you will write, and it has to be, written in this way only, in capital format. Resolve that, resolved further that. It has to be in caps. That you can mention the director or the company secretary, whoever it is, okay, is again be and is hereby authorized for and on behalf of the company. So this is a standard line. Okay, this you can just go ahead and copy paste it because it's not subject to anything else. So you will just go be and hereby authorized to on behalf of the company to sign and file the necessary forms, documents with the registrar of companies and make such entries as appropriate in the register of companies. Don't you think it's very generic and is applicable in every single transaction that you do or decide?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, this also sounds pretty professional. Okay, so this is constant. Even this is pretty constant. Only the title has to be fitted in that fashion, specifically. Then further you will write resolved further that the board of directors of the company is be and hereby to do all such acts, deeds, things and matters as may be considered necessary, desirable and expedient to give effect to this resolution. Meaning what? Again, meaning that whatever to give effect to this resolution, we are also giving this ancillary powers, extra powers to the board of directors to do all such acts, deeds, matters and things as may be necessary, desirable and expedient, necessary to give effect to this resolution. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now if I ask you draft a resolution for anything under the sun, you should be able to do it. Resolve that pursuant to the provisions of the relevant sections under Companies Act 2013, read with the company's rules 2014, and such other approvals of the members and shareholders and the other authorities as may be required. The company be and hereby accords to whatever it is. Resolved further that the directors is hereby authorized on behalf of the company to sign and file the necessary documents with the registrar of companies and make the entries as appropriate in the register of companies. Resolved further, we give these extra powers to the board of directors. Is be and hereby authorized to do all such acts, deeds, matters, and things as may be necessary, desirable, and expedient to give effect to this resolution. That is it. Your 5 marks is confirmed. Obviously, if you get your section number right, that's gets you the fetches the maximum marks. Clear till here? So we can move ahead. You've understood how to draft any possible resolution that comes. Yes or no? So let's see. I'm telling you to draft a resolution with respect to shifting of the registered office. Now, obviously, certain words can change, sentences can change, but we are keeping this as a standard. Anything that comes in, we're going to fit it in this format only. Okay. So here we're just going to see some other formats, because obviously every professional has their own drafts and a few variations, but more or less it would have the same content. So we are putting a resolution for a shift in the registered office. Tell me one thing, this is an ordinary business or a special business? Special business. So again, how will we say? We start off saying resolve that pursuant to section 13. Now again, if you remember one thing, that alteration of MOA is covered in which section of company law? Alteration of MOA. Alteration of MOA is your section 13, and alteration of AOA is what section? 14. Alteration of AOA is section number 14. So you can just remember this. So this is with respect to if you're changing or shifting the registered office. Can I say that you are amending the articles, amending the MOA? Remember the name clause, the registered office clause, capital clause, etc.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can remember that whenever it comes with respect to alteration of MOA, you would write section 13. Alteration of AOA, you will mention section 14. At least this much you remember. Of the Companies Act and subject to the approval of the RD, etc., the company be and hereby accords to shift the registered office from so and so to so and so. Resolved further that certain points you can write. The board of directors is authorized to represent, and the company secretaries can authorize to file the respective forms, etc. Then again, appointment of XYZ director. Resolve that pursuant to all these sections of the Companies Act and with respect to the rules, the company be and hereby accords to appoint the director, and the certain points you can write in that appoint, authorize XYZ person to make the necessary filings, and to give powers to the board of directors to do any such act, things, deeds which is necessary to give effect to this resolution. So we will keep this. So I have made this draft for you all, so it can fit into any kind of matter that comes up. Clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now this is a draft. Okay. Let's see. Now tell me whether you will be, you can manage this or not. Pluto Limited was incorporated on so and so date in Delhi and is engaged in the business of providing catering services for corporate clients. The board of directors proposed to venture into an event management. So from catering, they are shifting their objects to they're shifting the object clause to event management. Now tell me which section will be hit. I want you to get it right because I've discussed 2 sections. Section
13.
number 13. Perfect.
14.
Perfect. Because section 13 alteration of MOA. 14 is for alteration of AOA. So we will mention, at least we got that section right. Okay. Which requires the alteration of the object clause. Okay. Draft a necessary resolution assuming the relevant data. Now this is your exam question. Do you feel a little confident to attempt this now?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we will write resolve that. It starts with resolve that pursuant to the provisions of section 13 and other applicable provisions of the companies read with the rules and subject to such other consent of the members regional directors, any other authority as may be necessary, the company be and hereby accords to change the object clause be and hereby altered by inserting the following sub clauses. Now they have assumed into the part 3 and substituting with clause 2, etc. to be numbered accordingly. So we are changing clause number 2 and inserting new clause number 2. That's what they've written. They've assumed that. Okay. Then this is the new particular object clause that they have drafted. Now this will be obviously as per the facts that they have assumed. And then they write in the closing part. For resolved further that the director of the company is be and hereby authorized to do all such act these things and make all the necessary filings as may be necessary to give effect to this specific resolution. Am I clear till here?
Yes.
Yes. Now, how did they say about the object clause of event management? So think from an event manager point of view. So if I'm having an event management company, what all will be mentioned in my object clause? So it would be there to conduct the business in and outside India. So we don't want to limit it only in India. We will do event management even for foreign clients of India on a variety of areas, including corporate events, marketing programs, hospitality, live concerts, film analysis, anything that you can write here. Okay, as what you want the event management company to do. The draft is sorted, yes or no? So what I have given exactly that you write it accordingly, you will get almost full marks. Now, once this is another resolution that they have asked in the exam. Okay, let's see. Draft a specimen of a board resolution. Okay, for preparation of annual report in the abridged form. Okay, for mailing it to the members. Okay, and assume facts and figures. Now we are drafting a board resolution for this is the title. This is the title. So don't get carried away with the title. Just think that ये title है उसको हम लोग लिख देंगे. Content सब कुछ same होगा. Okay. Resolve that pursuant to the provisions of the company law and the rules, the company be and hereby accords to. Now obviously the draft that I have given, you can fit the facts accordingly. 2. The annual report comprising of all of this to be prepared and finalized and audited and be sending it to the members. So they've assumed that. Resolved further that the draft audited financial statements containing all the salient features of the financial statements prepared in the prescribed form AOC 3. Okay, this if you remember the provision, then it's well and good. AOC 3 where you send the abridged details is be and hereby approved after it being authenticated to be sent to the members of the company for adoption and ensuring a AGM. So again, what we have given, we can say resolve that pursuant to section so and so, right, with the rules and such other approvals, the board of directors hereby accords to prepare an annual report, okay, and send it to the members. Resolved further, we appoint so and so person to do all the these things necessary to give effect to the specific resolution. Now you have to understand one thing, you don't have to learn anything at all. So this is not like the only format that can be there. The draft format that I have done, you will modify your answer to fit into the draft. Am I clear perfectly till there? So as we were seeing different resolutions, one very important point that I want to speak about for resolutions. Okay, so whenever they say pass a resolution for example, they are saying pass a resolution for appointment of director or opening of bank account or altering the object clause or subdivision consolidation of shares. Tell me, all these things that I've told you are ordinary business or special business?
Special business. Unless it's adda, it's special.
Yeah, so unless it is adda, it would fall under special business. So whenever it's a special business, you always have to attach a explanatory statement. Now pay attention, very very important what I'm going to tell you now. If they ask you a resolution, okay, we just saw how was the draft format. you will say resolve that, resolve further that, okay? All of that will be mentioned. And once you realize that it's a special business, immediately after you will mention a explanatory statement explaining why that particular resolution needs to be passed. For example, if the company is planning to do a merger and amalgamation, it's a ordinary business or a special business?
Special.
Special. So the shareholders ordinarily for ordinary matters don't need to know what all things, why it is being done. But for other than ordinary business, every other single business is a special business for which we would want to know a little more. So if they are saying appointment of this director, okay, or opening of bank account, appointment of a new director, etc. So all this is a special business. In such cases, we have to attach a explanatory statement. So in your exam, if they ask you anything which is of a special business or draft a resolution, so you will draft the resolution as I showed you, and immediately after you will write an explanatory statement in your own words explaining why, explaining to the shareholders why that needs to be done. We need to appoint an additional director since the business is undergoing tremendous work pressure and some of the directors are out of town. Therefore, the board of directors feel that additional directors need to be appointed, or the company feels that a M&A would be help in unlocking the benefits, synergy benefits to the company. Anything in your own words. So, am I clear, very, very clear with this part, that if they ask you a resolution on anything which falls under special matter, you will write the resolution with respect to resolved, okay, resolved that, resolved further that, etc. You will mention the entire part, and then if it is a special business, you will write the explanatory statement to this. Am I clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the most important which you need to know and understand. So this is important. Yes. Okay. Now coming after understanding the resolutions, we are talking after the meeting. What happened after the closure? We started with notice. Then we said in the meeting we are passing resolutions, and after the entire meeting ends, then what is done? What is that called?
Minutes.
Minutes of the meeting. Okay. Now minutes of the meeting has never been asked, but we should know it and once and for all finish it off. Okay. So again, this is the minutes of a meeting. Now again, understand how do you start off? You can write the letterhead as we saw. Then you will write minutes of the meeting of the 23rd AGM held on so and so date at so and so place. So this is the the heading, the header. This is the title, the minutes of the proceedings of the meeting held on so and so date. Is this clear? Then you write a brief little intro. You write a brief little intro about it and what was the time of commencement and what was the time of conclusion. Then you will write who all were present. There would be the chairman, there would be all the directors, the company secretary, the chairman of the audit committee. You will mention that these people were present. Then the company secretary, the secretarial auditor of the company was also present at the meeting. Now, once the meeting is conducted, okay, in the minutes, we've written that, boss, there was a meeting and this was the time it started, this was the time it ended, and these were the key people who were there at the meeting. Is the intro clear? Is this intro clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, moving ahead to further, how does the minutes of the meeting be like? So, this is actual minutes that I've brought in, okay. Here, they go on to tell that each thing, all the resolutions, whatever has been, what is minutes? The matters transacted at the meeting is recorded in the minutes. So whatever has been decided will be put up here. So all the resolution that we passed will come in the minutes. Yes or no? Whatever you have decided will be brought down in the form of resolution. So what resolution we did actually will be incorporated in the minutes. Understood till here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then if you see one more interesting thing that they write like, for example, whatever is being discussed, okay? So let's say there was declaration of dividend. So it generally is proposed by someone and seconded by someone. That's proposed by Mr. So and so and seconded by so and so. The following resolution has been proposed and seconded by the aforesaid two members and was put to vote as an ordinary resolution. Then now we write the resolution. So resolutions can be drafted small, big, whatever, but we've kept our draft in mind. Resolve that. Now this is like a really small way they closed it. Resolve that the dividend of so and so be and hereby is declared for payment to the members whose names appear on so and so date. On show of hands, the chairman declared the aforesaid resolution, aforesaid ordinary resolution, and was passed unanimously. Then another matter we are talking about what was discussed. So again we are saying appointment of director. So these points which I've written are the most common things that come. So proposed by so and so, seconded by so and so. The following resolutions have been proposed and seconded by the aforesaid two members and was put to vote as an ordinary resolution. On show of hands, the chairman declared the aforesaid resolution as an ordinary resolution carried out unanimously. Now what is the resolution? Resolve that pursuant to section so and so, Mr. A, who retires by rotation, be and hereby is eligible for reappointment, offers himself for reappointment, and be and hereby is reappointed as a director of the company who was liable by rotation. Then if we go on appointment of directors, so many directors were appointed. Then we are seeing appointment of an auditor. Again, same facts, we'll write proposed by so and so, seconded by so and so. The following resolution have been proposed and seconded by the two members and was put to vote by ordinary resolution. On show of hands, the chairman declared that the aforesaid resolution was carried out unanimously. So all the points proposed by, seconded by, following resolution again, and the last part all goes the same, yes or no. You can have 100 things can be written like this, whatever matters. And internal part also you will write resolve that pursuant to so and so.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is this particular format for a AGM or is it
Yes.
just a board meeting?
No, so in any meeting, any kind of meeting, the minutes format is the same.
No, this particular one I was asking because it said ordinary resolution for appointment.
Yeah. Ordinary and special are always only in case of members meeting. So this is
Alright.
yeah. So whenever I say ordinary resolution or special resolution, it is at a members meeting only. For board of directors meeting, there is only one thing which is called as a board resolution, which is passed by majority votes. That is it. They don't have a special resolution kind of thing. So these are all in the general meeting. Okay, then again we say resolve that pursuant to the section 139, that is appointment of auditors of the section and the rules, the company be and hereby appoints XYZ as the auditors to hold the office. So somewhere you can write in a sentence that the auditors are appointed for a term of so and so till the conclusion and at a remuneration of so and so. You don't need to mention this, but obviously if you can just extend a little bit of your imagination, it will help you extend your answer. So that way everything is same, proposed by, seconded by, this heading, last point, and then you write the resolution like that. So many things were discussed at the meeting, delisting of securities, etc. Then now coming to the most important part, the ending. How do you end it? With a vote of thanks. That there was there being no other business to transact, the meeting was closed with a vote of thanks from the chair. So we write with a vote of thanks. So the chairman says that all the matters have been discussed and there is no other matter to be discussed, and therefore the meeting is hereby closed with a vote of thanks to the chair. You write the date, place, and the sign of the chairman along with his DIN number. That is it with respect to the minutes. Now always in the minutes, before we start the resolutions part, there is a small little intro by the chairman. Okay, so you will have to write the first part about the chairman. Who was he? He welcomed the people. He gave his introductory speech. He said that the quorum was present. So let's see, in accordance with article number so and so of the Articles of Association, so and so person was appointed as the board of directors and took the chair. The chairman was welcomed the members and introduced the directors seated on the dais. Now these are all same thing that you will write. This is a standard thing. So whenever we also draft, whenever any company, they will have the same thing put in. He welcomed everyone, introduced the directors, and then seated on the dais. The chairman stated that so and so could not attend the meeting for their whatever reason. Now this is important to be mentioned. Very, very important. Quorum of the meeting. So the chairman will put that the quorum of the meeting was present at the commencement of the meeting as well as at the time of considering each and every transaction. The following documents and registers were put into the meeting and was open for inspection. The financial statements, register of directors, registers of contract. With the consent of the members, the notice convening the AGM of the company was read and the chairman delivered the speech. So notice was read and then the chairman gave his speech and then we started the noting down the resolution. The businesses of the meeting as per the notice was thereafter taken up item wise. Am I clear till here? So just a small little note. So you have to understand this is the draft and then all the content forever is done. So we write the minutes of so and so meeting is held on so and so date. That this was the time of commencement, this was the time of conclusion. Following people attended the meeting. Then comes about the company secretary was the secretary, auditor was also present. Then we write about the chairman. The chairman was so and so as per the articles. He welcomed everybody who was seated on the dais. He counted. He stated or announced that the quorum is present and we can proceed with the meetings. The following registers were put on available for inspection. The consent of the members after was taken. With the consent of the members, the present notice members present. The notice was read out. The chairman gave his speech. A business of the meeting as per the notice was taken thereafter item wise, and then you will write whatever items were there. Okay, adoption of accounts. So you will write that proposed by, seconded by so and so, and then you will mention it. And on show of hands, the chairman declared that the aforesaid resolution was carried out by the requisite majority. Clear till here? Right, that way you will write for each item that was put in, and then you will close it with a vote of thanks and that sign, dates, place, and sign of the chairman. Is the minutes clear? Minutes of any meeting?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty simple. You see the draft, that's it, done. You will be able to attempt it. Now again, what's the next one that we are looking at? We're talking about a electronic draft, a suitable notice. That we want to conduct a meeting through electronic means. So XYZ wishes to convene a meeting on the board through electronic means. Draft a suitable notice. Assume other information. So one thing you have to understand, don't try to learn what is there, I want to write this exactly. No, the answer is you have to keep in mind. Okay, so basically there was some drafting competition which I had won also, so when I was in college. But understand what was the logic. When I teach you this draft and you can attempt this draft, that's not when you know drafting. You know drafting when you can draft anything, any matter is given, you know how to go ahead with the drafting part. So here, what are they telling you? Draft a suitable notice of the meeting. And notice of which meeting? Board. So remember we had seen the draft. We had seen the draft of the notice. So we will mention the letterhead of the company. The letterhead of the company. Yes or no? We saw that. Then we will write the subject. We'll write the subject of the meeting. Okay. Then we will write the name of the director. Yes or no? Name and address of the director. Then we will say notice is hereby given that the dash meeting will be held on so and so date at so and so place. The agenda of the business transacted will follow or is attached herewith. You may attend the through video conferencing, something that we've already done. Kindly make it convenient to attend the meeting of the board. Yours faithfully, the designation of who's sending it, company secretary, and for XYZ Limited, the authorized signatory. Is this pretty clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So this again was an exam question. This was again an exam question. Once you know notice of the meeting, this is the format. Resolution, this is the format. And minutes, this is the format. Clear till here? So there is nothing like right and wrong. As long as you draft it decently well with the basic elements put in, it's more than enough. Now the next exam question we are seeing. Okay, again this is an exam question. So which format are they asking? Let me see. They are asking for drafting a resolution. Clear? So drafting of resolution. Now for what are they asking? Board resolution or members resolution? For appointment of a company secretary. So some CS is being appointed pursuant to section 203. So should we be thankful to the institute for also giving us a section number?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically they've also given the section number. So still there could be people who would forget to quote the section number. Okay, so we will write resolve that pursuant to section 203. Now this hopefully if you remembered rule 8 and 8A of the company's appointment of key resolutions 2014. Mr. This XYZ is B. Now this is the, I told you, after you write that introductory part, then you write this line. So first we had to resolve that. So we had written resolve that, then we write B and hereby appointed as a company secretary with effect from so and so. If you want to elaborate few points, okay, specified in the agreement appointment letter, of a copy of which is initialed by the chairman for the purpose of its identification. Now, resolved further, company secretary shall perform all the duties which are required to be performed by the company secretary as per the Companies Act 2013 and such other duties as may be assigned to this. Resolve that the director is being hereby authorized to file the forms etc. with the registrar and make the appropriate entries in the register of the company. Isn't it very similar and you can pull it off after knowing the draft?
Yes.
Yes.
So I have another question. There's no signing off the resolution, right? But in the end, we don't have a thank you or.
No, you don't write a thank you, but a signature will come in. So this, when I've made, if you see the signature of the chairman will come in. Okay. So here they have just told you to draft a resolution. So you will just write this and that's it. There is no signature here. Because this resolution is a draft which will further be attached in the minutes book, which is further actually signed.
But as a resolution, there is no signing.
No. Clear till here? So generally, yeah. So generally, when we make notices, etc. So only if a matter is board meeting was done to pass this resolution, so then we can have a signature of you can have a sign of the authorized signatory. Okay, so in your exam you don't need to write. Okay, so ideally when we have passed certain resolutions, so we write this kind of a signature. So let me just see if I can show you one particular resolution. So now they will tell you draft a contract, a share purchase agreement, a mergers agreement, agreement for XYZ, a deed for XYZ, any kind of a deed can be asked, a sale deed, mortgage deed, etc. Now, again, nothing to worry. It's a format. Everything fits exactly the way it is. Okay, always. So till the very start, okay, the entire introductory part will be same for any kind of agreement or deal that they are going to ask you. So now we'll just see the small baby draft or the very basic draft that you can make it when they ask in your exams. For example, if they ask write a format for sale deed, mortgage deed, partnership deed, any kind of agreement or deed, you'll write the title. You'll write this agreement is of, so you'll name that agreement of mortgage, sale deed, lease deed, leave and license agreement. You'll write that made on so and so date at so and so place. Between you'll give the details of the first party, saying that Mr. XYZ, a resident of so and so, hereinafter called as the first party. This first party, when we say, the person himself can come, and also it will include his legal heads in case he died, his executors in case of will, administrators assigned. So we've entered into an agreement with someone, and let's say if he dies, then even he can be represented by his legal heads, etc. Then you write the word of the first part. So the agreement is with this guy, Mr. A, and Mr. B, whoever is the second party, hereinafter called as the second party of the other part. Same thing, same line. Okay. If it's a company, you will write, instead of son of, you will write having its registered office at so and so place. So this is the introduction of the parties. Then you write a small little recital. You write this is called as a recital. Okay. Now what is a recital? A recital is basically a summary of the agreement where you mention the offer and acceptance. Okay. Where it will be showing, since it's a contract, there has to be someone offering and there has to be someone accepting. So whereas you start, the recital will start with the word whereas, and whereas the first party approached the second party to whatever, to enter into a share purchase agreement, to enter into a investment agreement, to enter in, to take a loan, to mortgage the house, etc. So whatever, the first party approached the second party for whatever purpose, and whereas the parties have agreed on the terms and conditions mentioned below. Tell me one thing, when I'm writing the recital, have I mentioned the detailed terms and conditions?
No.
No, I have just given the offer and acceptance part, and it starts with the word whereas. So here I have given the details of the agreement, details of the parties, then a small offer and acceptance aspect that it has been mutually agreed by the parties. Then I go into the detailed part of the agreement, This detailed part of the agreement is starting with the words, now this agreement, if it's a deed, you'll write now this deed witnesses as follows. Here, this part in drafting is called as a testatum. Okay, testatum records the detailed terms and conditions. So the detailed terms and conditions of the agreement will be there. This will be dependent on the agreement. If it's a leave and license agreement, we'll mention now this deed witnesses as follows. We'll say first clause always by default is a consideration clause. So in consideration of a monthly rent of so and so, the licensor has given the premises for 11 months. Then the other conditions can come in. The taxes will be paid by so and so percent. We will protect the property. We will not sublet. Depending on the agreement type, you will draft the detailed terms and conditions. Then you will mention a standard clause which is called as a force majeure clause. Force majeure clause is basically that the party shall not be held responsible for any act which is beyond their control. A confidentiality clause is a standard clause which goes mostly everywhere, that the agreement is confidential in nature and it should not, the terms and conditions should not be divulged, or the information should not be divulged to any other person. If you want to terminate the agreement, a notice of so and so period should be given. So this is the testatum. Then comes the last part of the agreement, also called as the closure of the agreement. It starts with the word in witness whereof. In drafting, again, this term is called as a testimonium. In witness whereof. So it says that in witness of two people, the parties are hereby signing. So what is the language like for this? In witness whereof, the parties have set their respective hands. Means what? They have signed on the date mentioned above written. So where we saw the start of the agreement, we give the date. So on that date, the parties have signed in front of the witnesses. Then you give the signature of the parties and the signature of the witnesses, and in the end you write signed, sealed and delivered. So if I have to summarize, the agreement, I need the term, the words that are used. Okay. Now pay attention to this. It all starts with a title. Agreed. Whatever agreement type it is, that would be the title. Sale deed, partnership deed, mortgage deed, lease deed, leave and license agreement. That's the title. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then you write the this agreement, this title, whatever sale agreement, you will write agreement or deed, whatever it is. Then you will write this agreement made on so and so date at so and so place. Till here it is clear. Till here it is
Yes,
clear.
sir.
Then after this, I will write the this agreement is made on so and so date at so and so place. Now I will write the word between. Okay. Party 1, I'll write the details of the party 1. So I'll write Mr. X herein after call as the first party of the one part, and the second party details, and the second party details. So second party could be a company, could be whoever it is. Okay, we write the second party details, and company X or ABC having its registered office of the second part. Sorted till here? Till here this is simple? Yeah. So this is always the case, okay? There is nothing new, any agreement, whichever you pick up, is always this is the format. Now further, after we write this, then comes, what is that word that I told you? It starts with which word?
Wherein
Whereas. It starts with the word whereas. Whereas party 1 approach party 2, whereas party 1 or the licensor, mortgager or whoever it is, party 1 approached party 2, okay, party 2, okay, for the title, okay, for whatever, to sell their house, etc. And whereas parties have mutually agreed, on terms and conditions mentioned below. Yes or no? Agreed on terms and conditions mentioned below. Is this clear till here?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Once you mention that, then you will write the detailed terms and conditions. Can anyone tell me when I start the detailed terms and conditions, how do I start it with?
Consideration.
Yeah. So it will be now this deed or this agreement, okay, witnesses as follows. I will write witnesses as follows, and then I will write the detailed terms and conditions, whatever is there, but always the first clause will be your consideration clause. For consideration of so and so, this has been done. So am I clear till here? Then I close my agreement. With in witness whereof the parties have set their hands on date mentioned herein. So this is the closure part of the agreement, and just to end it, then I will have signature of witness 1, witness 2 of party 1, party 2, signed, seal, delivered, and my agreement is done. Am I clear with everyone? Okay. Now we are seeing till date only one question has come with respect to drafting of that, and that to a very basic one. They have said draft a specimen deed of assignment of shares of a company. Now assignment is basically means a sale. So there is a sale of shares by one to another. So we are making a deed of sale of shares or a transfer of shares. So it will come a specimen for a deed of assignment of shares of a company. Whatever be the title. So this is the title. Yes or no? This is the title. Now I want you to participate. This is the title. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll write this deed of assignment. This deed of assignment made on so and so date at so and so place. This is my first part. Yes or no? This is how we write the first part.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then the second thing is we write between. Now remember how I write between and how between is given here. So what is better? What sound looks better? The one that I have given or that answer? So this looks a much better draft, right? This
Yes, sir.
and this. So you can write it in this fashion. Between so and so, okay? I will write two people. Who is there? Mr. Now it's a sale of shares. So there will be two parties, one selling to the other. One will be the seller, also called as the assigner, and the other one will be the buyer, also called as the purchaser or the assignee. So between AB, son of so and so. So write in my format, it looks much better. Between AB, son of so and so, hereinafter called as the assigner. They didn't even write the expression shall include. They simply went on to say of the first part. And CD, again same things of the other part. Is this first part clear with you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now the next thing that comes in, it starts with the recital which they haven't given. You will write. Okay, they haven't given you the recital where you will write they have directly started with this part. This deed witnesses as follows. This is the detailed part, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is the detailed part of the agreement. You will write just before this, you will write with the word whereas. You will write whereas. Whereas party 1 approach party 2 for assignment of shares, and whereas the parties have mutually agreed on the terms and conditions mentioned below. Clear till here? So this you need to mention. Then will come now this agreement witnesses as follows. Always the first clause will be what? If I am selling my shares, why am I selling my shares? What am I getting in return? Always the first part will be the consideration. I have also drafted the consideration clause for you. So you can always write it because first clause will always every single time be there in every single clause agreement. Okay. So we'll write in consideration of so and so, the receipt of which, मतलब मुझे पैसा मिल गया, I've got the money. In receipt of which I am selling my shares. So in consideration of so and so, paid by the assignee, I am seller, that is the buyer, to the assigner, the receipt of which the assigner hereby acknowledges. I agree that I got the money. The said AB hereby sells and transfer his shares, so and so equity shares which are fully paid up, bearing number so and so, to hold these shares absolutely, means forever. When you are selling the shares, we are giving this thing to hold it forever, free from all encumbrances. Means I am giving off my shares to you, absolutely. When we use the word absolutely, means permanently I am giving off for the money. And whereas he agrees to take up the shares, then they close this agreement. The closure part they write in witness whereof the parties, that is the assigner and the assignee, have put their hands under, or in simpler words they have said they have put their signatures on the date mentioned herein. Witness 1, witness 2, party 1, party 2, and they will write the word signed, sealed and delivered. Is this clear? Now you all, since I have given you this draft, okay, this is the most complete draft. Complete draft means all the elements of drafting are covered in it. So better to write it in this format, in this way. Sometimes in the module they don't give you it's some, because they can't every time give you such big draft. So they summarize it and give it to you. But I have given you the full draft. You know what all are the elements. This is the element. So this agreement made on so and so date at so and so place between so and so, hereinafter called as the first party of the first part, and party B of the second part, whereas party 1 approached party 2 and party 2 agreed on the terms and conditions mentioned below, in witness whereof the now this deed witnesses as follows. I'll write the detailed terms and conditions. I'll close it in witness whereof the parties have set their hands. So use the language which I am writing. So one standard format you learn, you can put it everywhere. And then you write witness 1, witness 2, and then you write signed, sealed, delivered, and that is it. Clear? So I've covered all the possible cases that can come in your particular exam.